Hello friends, myself Professor K.M. Rupnavar from Tuljaram Chaturchand College, Baramati, and today's topic is photoluminescent theory, which is from chapter number 5, fluorescence and phosphorescence, and paper number is CHA 5304. Obviously we know that the photoluminescent means what, or photoluminescence means what? Means there is absorption of one photon and simultaneous emission of another photon which is of less energy occurs in the photoluminescence, and the phosphorescence and fluorescence are the two types of the photoluminescence. And now the photoluminescent theory is in detail. The amount of emitted radiations during photoluminescence is dependent upon the amount of absorbed radiation. Means simply the absorbed radiations are important, and these absorbed radiations are of higher intensity, higher energy than the emitted ones. Because it is possible for an excited molecule to return to the ground state by radiation-less loss of energy. The number of photons of emitted radiations is usually less than the number of photons of absorbed radiations. As I have told, there is a return of the excited state molecule to the ground state with radiationless loss of energy, and the number of emitted photons are usually less than the number of incident photons or number of absorbed photons. And the new term which is very important to solve problems is the quantum yield. The quantum yield is also known as quantum efficiency or the luminescent efficiency, and it is denoted by symbol phi. Phi is the ratio of the number of luminescent photons to the number of absorbed photons, and the phi value is always near to the unity which does not exceed than 1. Means simply phi, which is equal to number of emitted photons divided by number of incident photons, or number of luminescent photons divided by number of absorbed photons, and this ratio is always nearly equal to 1, not more than 1. And phi is a constant for a particular substance under a fixed set of experimental conditions. Means phi is constant for particular substance when the experimental conditions are fixed or constant. The intensity of luminescing radiations is denoted by IL. I means intensity and L shows the luminescence. Means intensity of the luminescing radiations or simply emitted radiations can be written in terms of the quantum efficiency and the intensity of absorbed radiation. Means IL is written in terms of the quantum efficiency and the intensity of the absorbed radiation, and this is the equation of the intensity of luminescent radiations. Intensity of luminescent radiations which depends upon the quantum efficiency and the intensity of the absorbed radiations. Here I0 is the initial intensity of the radiations and I is the intensity of the transmitted radiations. Intensity of incident radiations minus intensity of the transmitted radiations, and the remaining difference from these two is the intensity of the emitted radiations or the luminescent radiations. The intensity of absorbed radiations is equal to the difference between the intensity of the incident exciting radiations I0 and the transmitted radiations I. The intensity of the transmitted radiation can be calculated by using Beer's law or by using Lambert's-Beer's law. As we know already, the equation absorbance is equal to epsilon BC. Instead of epsilon, here the notation is used A, small a. If you want to use epsilon, you can. A is equal to A, B, C. Here A is the molar absorptivity, B is the path length, and C is the concentration of the solution. And again the definition of absorbance is as it is equal to minus log of I upon I0. Here I is the intensity of the transmitted radiations and I0 is the intensity of the incident radiations. And solution of Beer's law for the transmitted intensity yields this above equation can be written as ABC is equal to minus log of I upon I0. By rearranging this equation, we can get I is equal to I0 into 10 raised to minus ABC. This equation is rearranged. Instead of 10, we can put E raised to minus 2.303 ABC. And this is equation number 3. Substitution into equation 1 gives the following result. Just put equation 3 in equation 1, which is equation 1 is I is equal to 5 into I0 minus I. This is a equation number 1. I is equal to 5 in bracket I0 minus I. This is equation number 1, which we have written already. Just put equation number 3 in equation number 1. So we will get the new equation IL as it is, which is equal to 5 in a bracket I0 as it is. Instead of I, you can put the equation of I is I0 into e raised to minus 2.303 ABC. Just put equation 3 in equation 1. We will get the new equation luminescent radiation intensity, which is equal to 5 I0 in bracket 1 minus e raised to minus 2.303 into ABC. This is equation number 4. The exponential term in equation 4, that means this one, the exponential term in equation 4 can be written as an infinite series using, this is the series or mathematical series, e raised to x, which is equal to 1 plus x raised to 2 divided by 2 factorial plus x cube divided by 3 factorial plus up to x raised to n divided by n factorial, and this is the equation number 5. Now substitute the series in the equation 4. Then equation 4 becomes, after putting the series in equation 4, we will get the new equation IL as it is, which is equal to 5 into I0 in a bracket 1 as it is minus 1 plus 2.303 ABC. This is a x minus 2.303 ABC bracket square divided by 2 factorial. Third term becomes positive 2.303 ABC bracket raised to 3 divided by 3 factorial. Next term will be minus and so on. You can find out how this minus and plus signs were used here. Otherwise, I will tell you in next lecture. IL is equal to 5 into I0 in a bracket. Plus 1 and minus 1 get cancelled. Therefore, this term is the first term now. 2.303 ABC. Remaining terms as it is, minus 2.303 ABC bracket square divided by 2. Just take factorial. How factorial is expanded, you know very well. 2 into 1. Obviously, answer will be 2 plus 2.303 ABC bracket is to 3. This term is as it is divided by 3 factorial. Just expand this factorial. 3 into 2 into 1. The answer will be 6. This is our equation number 6. For dilute solutions, the absorbance ABC is very small. Means simply when the solution concentration is very less, at that time obviously absorbance will be less. As we know that absorbance is directly proportional to concentration. When concentration is less, then obviously absorbance will decrease or it will be less. Suppose the concentration is very less, at that time the equation A is equal to ABC or absorbance is obtained 0.05. Then the second term in the equation 6 is 2.5% of the first term. Means simply first term is greater around 97.5% than the second term. See, when the concentration is very less, suppose the absorbance which is obtained is 0.05. When absorbance is 0.05 and or the ABC value is 0.05, just put 0.05 instead of this ABC and find out the answer of this term, and then put ABC value here 0.05. The first value is 97.5% and the second value is 2.5%. That means first value is much larger as compared to second term. That's why when concentration is very less, at that time you have to decrease or you have to neglect all the remaining terms. If absorbance value is less than 0.05, when the concentration of analyte is very less, only one terms in the equation remains and all other terms are negligible. When the absorbance value is less than 0.05% and the equation becomes, then obviously all remaining terms become negligible. Therefore, equation is as IL is equal to 5 into I0 into first term as it is 2.303 ABC. Remaining all terms minus 2.303 ABC bracket square divided by 2 plus 2.303 ABC bracket cube divided by 6. These terms get neglected, only one term remains. This is equation number 7. From equation number 7, it is apparent that the intensity of emitted photoluminescence is proportional to the quantum efficiency. Means simply IL is directly proportional to quantum efficiency. The incident intensity of the absorbed radiation, this is I0, and the concentration of the analyte. Means equation number 7 shows the luminescent intensity is directly proportional to quantum efficiency. Then intensity of the absorbed radiations and the concentration of the analyte. In most laboratory instruments, only fixed fraction F of the total luminescence that strikes the detector is measured, and a term must be added to account for the response R of the detector. Means simply in some machines or in some instruments, the fraction F of the total luminescence that tracks the detector and that can be measured, and this response is measured on the detector in terms of R. Now we have to include this fraction F of the total luminescence and the response of a detector in our equation of intensity of a luminescence. Now we have the equation initially IL is equal to 2.303 phi into I0 into ABC. Just put these two terms here, fraction of the total luminescence which is determined on the detector, and the R is the response which is observed on a detector. Combination of constants for a particular analyte, cell and instrument gives the simplified equation. Just put 2.303 into F into R into phi into AB, which is equal to K. Then our equation becomes, just see here, IL is equal to K into I0 into C, and K which is equal to 2.303 F into R into phi into AB. This is the reduced form of luminescent equation. When the absorbance is longer or larger than 0.05, the terms beyond the first term in the bracket in equation 6 becomes significant. Means simply when absorbance increases than 0.05, then obviously the remaining terms in the equation 6 are not negligible. That means these two terms 2.303 ABC bracket square divided by 2 and the third term 2.303 ABC bracket raised to 3 divided by 6. These terms are not negligible when the absorbance is greater than 0.05, and a non-linear relationship between luminescent intensity and concentration exists. Means when concentration is increased, then there is a non-linear relationship between luminescent intensity and concentration exists. When the absorbance becomes very large, and then equation 6 can be simplified as, this is our equation number 6, IL is equal to phi into I0 in a bracket 2.303 ABC minus 2.303 ABC bracket square divided by 2 plus 2.303 ABC bracket cube divided by 6. When the concentration is very large, obviously we do not neglect all the remaining terms, but these terms are significant now, and due to that here there is a non-linear relationship between the luminescent intensity and the concentration. Now there is no positive relation in between luminescent intensity and the concentration. That's why we have to reduce equation number 6 as IL is equal to phi into I0, because when there is a non-linear relationship, obviously IL does not depend upon concentration, so that we have neglected all remaining terms in equation 6 and just kept equation IL is equal to phi into I0, and the luminescent intensity becomes independent of concentration. By equation 10 we can say this. The deviation of equation 10 assumes that the intensity of the incident radiation is the same throughout the cell. Means equation 10 shows intensity of the luminescent radiations is same throughout the cell. It does not changes. For dilute solutions, the assumption is adequate, but at higher concentrations, significant absorption that means absorbance is greater than 2, which decreases the intensity of the radiation as it passes through the cell and causes a decrease in the observed luminescence. That means for the dilute solution, obviously when the dilute solutions are there, absorbance will be less and the remaining terms can be cancelled from the equation number 6, and there the luminescent intensity is directly proportional to concentration. But when we will take the concentration of the solutions is higher and when concentration is greater, obviously absorbance will be more, and when the absorbance will exceed than 2, there is a decrease in intensity of the radiation as it passes through the cell, and this causes a decrease in the observed luminescence. Here is the figure which shows the relationship of fluorescent intensity and the concentration. See, here is the diagram. On y-axis relative luminescent intensity of the relative fluorescence intensity. On x-axis there is a concentration, and concentration is written here 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and each term into 10 raised to minus 5 molar concentration is used. See, the heading of the figure is a plot of relative fluorescence intensity as a function of concentration for a substance that has a molar absorptivity of about 4 into 10 raised to 4. Means a substance which is analyzed whose molar absorptivity is 4 into 10 raised to 4, and the such type of curve is observed for this substance. Most instruments are designed to measure luminescent intensity in the center of the cell, where the decrease in intensity can be significant at high analyte concentrations. A plot of luminescent intensity as a function of analyte concentration often goes through a maximum and actually decreases at higher concentration. When initially concentration is less, obviously there is a positive relationship between fluorescence intensity and the concentration. But when the concentration exceeds, the maxima is observed, and at very high concentration there is a deviation, and the straight line nature is deviated, so that the analyte concentration is decreased, and then we have to take luminescence, or the assay solution can be diluted and the luminescence is remeasured. If luminescence proportionality decreases with the dilute solution, the concentration is lowered, and when the luminescence increases or does not decrease as much as expected, the analyte concentration probability is the higher of the possible values.